A lot of people keep talking about this word trauma. Oh, my trauma. Oh, I got trauma. My trauma from the past. They repeat this word so often that it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy that you've got, unresolved trauma and that you're never going to be able to resolve it. And that's just who you are. Oh, that's just who I am. It's imprinted in me. It's subconscious. I've just got all this trauma inside of me. And my dad and my mum was abusive and my dad was an alcoholic. I get that you had a tough life growing up, right? A lot of us did. I had a tough time growing up with my dad. Lots of arguments, lots of disagreements. But the difference is I don't call it trauma. And you keep calling it trauma. You need to stop calling it trauma. You need to reframe the way you think about your life and who you are. You need to reframe and reprogram your thoughts. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whatever you say becomes believable and becomes true. If I was to sit there and say, oh, my trauma from my father, oh, my trauma from the schools. So I had my fair share of trauma. So you lot might sit there and be like, oh, my trauma, my trauma, my trauma. You're just being a pussy, ultimately. Right? You need to reframe the way that you think about your life. I reframe my thoughts now. I've had plenty of L's. You lot don't know me. You just know my YouTube side. And I'm completely honest with my life on here because it's just much easier to be honest. Most people on this channel don't know my difficulties, don't know the traumas, don't know the stuff that I went through. But again, you call it trauma. I don't call it trauma. I call it life. I call it lessons. The hard life, the real life, the way a man's life should be. It's supposed to be difficult. All my friends that grew up with an easy life, with rich parents, are a waste of space now. They do fucking nothing because they haven't been put through any tough times. Most of you don't post things in the right manner because you're not trained to do so, right? So if you start training your mind, you start seeing things more positively. That's the answer to this. Being body positive, being mind positive, being positive about your relationships, being positive and being grateful for the position that you're in. Oh, my trauma, my trauma. Shut the fuck up. You're alive. You've got 2 legs and 2 arms. You've got a brain. That's a great start. Off you go. You can build your life from here on in. All this trauma bullshit is just because everyone's become a softie in today's society. Absolute bunch of softies. You want everything given to you. You're supposed to have a hard life. You're supposed to have trauma. Trauma's good for you. Your trauma is necessary. Turn that trauma into positivity and watch how your life changes. You reframe your thoughts. You reframe the way you think. You reframe the way you operate by thinking, I'm in good shape. I have my body. I can work harder. I can get better. I love how I look already. I love who I am. I'm grateful for who I am. I'm grateful for living the life I lived in the place that I lived in. I'm grateful to be alive and to have my health so I can fight another day. I will fight another day. I will try and build a business. I'll try and get promoted. I'll try and be a musician. I'll try and be a singer. I will try and stop playing video games. I don't sit here and complain about my trauma. That shit built who I am. And I'm glad all that happened to me because it's unique to my situation. That makes me authentic. That's exactly who I am. That's what's happened in my life. I'm grateful for that opportunity. And maybe you should start thinking the same way too. Maybe you should stop thinking about things from a scarcity mindset. Maybe you should start being more abundant and grateful that you're alive and you have another chance. Time to reframe the way you think. Because once you reframe the way you think into a positive manner, watch how you start speaking. Watch how you start acting. Watch how people start treating you. All becomes completely different. Oh, I'm going to the gym, I'm getting in good shape. Oh, I'm starting this business. You start not talking about trauma. You start talking about things that are going to go right in your life and things that you're working towards. And you think about things with a positive spin. Oh yeah, I had trauma with my parents growing up, but you know what? That taught me so many lessons about how I don't want to be with my children and how I do want to be. So all of that was meant to happen to me. Maybe that's a good way to think about things. That was meant to happen to me. That trauma was unique to you. It happened to you, but you're going to turn this shit around the way I turned it around.